The Cubs haven't done that. The Cubs continue to take guys who are on the downside of their career or guys who aren't real closers these days, and they're like, okay, you could close for us. How is that a solution? The Kyle Tucker show continued yesterday, and then Justin Turner, who we had on Friday, was a good guy to talk to, cost them in that moment with the dropping of the double play ball. Walking the leadoff hitter never helps anybody.
I guess it just happens, every now and again with closers.
Happens all the time.
I think it's happened every time basically Presley has pitched.
I think everyone he's faced has gotten to the 3-ball count, and they're at bat.
Yeah, so you're
Tyler and I were battling about the closer. I said to him, and I'm not a Cub fan, I said, you can't be happy going forward with Elvis as your closer. And Tyler, I won't speak for you. Tyler said,
I'm not Ryan Presley is just your average MLB closer. Like there's 3 or 4 truly special guys. Everyone else is pretty much the same.
I don't know if he's average anymore. Like the reason why, like my comp, Tyler, is the way Ryan Poles has filled the offensive line for the Bears before this offseason, when he would go looking for guys like Bates. And he's like, oh, I like Bates. Bates, like, they were different because Presley had done it at a high level in the past. But there's an obvious reason why Houston moved off of him as closer. They signed a premier guy for a lot of money because Presley was done. I don't know why Jed keeps thinking guys who aren't that good, who are failing as closers on another team, is going to be their solution. Like, that's my big issue with it. And so far, it's panning out. Now, he could turn around, and you could do a victory lap in a month or two, and I hope you get to do that. But I just don't know why Jed Hoyer thinks a 36-year-old who wasn't allowed to close for the Astros last year is his solution as a closer. And even if he does do well, he's 36 and not signed for past this year. How are you solving anything? Now, finally, like, to me, this is something that you've got to throw money at the problem. Finally, Ryan Poles has decided, okay, enough of the Bateses, enough of Nate Davis mid stuff. We're going to go and we're going to get Tooney. We're going to go and we're going to get Jonah Jackson. We're going to pay top dollar for a center. The Cubs haven't done that. The Cubs continue to take guys who are on the downside of their career or guys who aren't real closers these days, and they're like, okay, you could close for us. How is that a solution?
That was my point. You just made my point for me.
There's no, like, the way that closers are in baseball, there's no homegrown closers that are there forever except for, like, the Mariano Rivera's and the Trevor Hoffmans and guys like that. Like, these guys all move teams.
Well, the Cubs,
and why do the Cubs keep not being able to find a solution? Is that
because
asking too much?
There's very few of them that are actually solutions in baseball.
Other teams find solutions.
Like who?
Wait. First of all,
San Diego?
The Padres.
That's a homegrown one, yeah.
Well, their setup guy, wasn't he a Cub?
He was a Cub, yeah.
The Cubs decided he's not good enough for us. But yet they're going in.
That was always a bad move. Like, I actually really liked Estrada when he was here.
Yeah,
that was a bad move.
Or even just developing a guy internally who can be good. Not identifying when you have someone good on your hands. I just can't go 10 years after 16 here, for counting 16 and on, and they have not solved it. And it's one of the issues. We'll get into that.
There's probably only 3 or 4 teams in baseball that have.
But don't you demand that your team be one of those teams, especially when you've got this kind of money?
You have the answer, and then all of a sudden, they go bad after a while. Like, the way that the Cubs are doing it probably is the best way to attack it and just keep taking stabs at guys year to year.
I can't follow that philosophy when they've truly never solved it. Like, every year they're chasing.
But so are 26 other teams.
But I care about the Cubs. And I demand that they get it right. And for a team that makes and charges all that money, for them as an organization that really hasn't changed hands except for Theo passing the baton to Jed, that they have not found a long-term, past a year solution as closer, that's pretty bad.
The Dodgers have never done it.
What do you mean Kenley Jansen was...
Kenley Jansen was exactly what Ryan Presley is this year. That is exactly who Kenley Jansen was.
Kenley Jansen was an all-star for many years
I know.
with the Dodgers.
I know, but he did it the same way that Ryan Presley is doing it. He gets in
the
so
prime
much
of his
trouble.
career.
Oh, yeah.
my goodness. Tyler, you're comparing Kenley Jansen in his prime to what Ryan Presley is at 36?
Kenley Jansen used to get in jams all the time. It's what most closers do. They just get in jams and are great at working out of it.
I would just suggest to you, while your baseball team, I think, has overall been very, very impressive. I think your bullpen is, and the bullpen is the most unpredictable part of any baseball team. I just ask, why have the Cubs struggled more consistently than others to find solutions in that part of their team? That, to me, is one of the things. Look, everywhere else, they take walks. They run the bases well. They play really good defense. They do have some pop in their lineup. I'm pointing out the negative. I would say overall, right now, I'd be very happy as a Cub fan. I'd be a little bit concerned about my bullpen, but as you said, that could be a common issue for a lot of teams. But you've seen much more good than bad with your team, other than the 22 runs and 24 walks their bullpen has given up over the course of their first 12 games. That's not good.
I'm largely encouraged by what I've seen from the Cubs early on here.
How concerned are you, though, that the bullpen has walked too many people and given up too many runs?
The walks a little bit. I'm not as concerned by this bullpen yet.
I would just say this, too. The game is different now. It's so much easier to steal bases. Throw strikes.
That's the thing. When you come out and you walk the leadoff guy, this happened in Arizona a week ago.
Yeah.
You get beat, you get beat. Kenley Jansen was an all-star 3 straight years. He was a Cy Young top 5 guy in 17.
He's got left.
He got MVP votes in 2017.
No, there was a stretch when he was really good.
He was as dominant as anybody. 312-332-3776 if you want to get in on our closer debate. This is, I want to get to the Kyle Tucker stuff in which and this is, again, going into the Cubs discussion about paying guys. Carmen brought up a good player A, player B, and how the numbers are very similar offensively between Vladdy Jr., who just got $500 million, and Tucker, who's going to be a free agent. So Tucker today, they're playing today, by the way. I think game time temperature is going to be 34 degrees with like 20-mile-per-hour winds. The wind chill is going to be in the 20s.
Bring a jacket.
You're always good at that.
To the north side, bring a